Ooh, I didn't expect you to hit me with that one off the top. I heard Jazzy Jeff say, don't die with your art. So, as if I empty the clip as much as I can. Man, do you ever not talk like a rapper? He said if they know one thing, they know I'm not to be fucked with. I just want to be remembered as one of those guys who was a juggernaut. But he was a bad mother, you know what, man. Listen, each song is a different episode in the season. Like if life is like a bank, make more deposits than you make withdrawals. We've been between the 4th and the 5th floor for 40 minutes. That's a good question. Ooh, I didn't expect you to hit me with that one off the top. A devoted husband, a do his best father, a devoted son, funny, energetic, actionable. I try outside of the music, I try my best to be a really good human being. You know, if I could summarize it, I try my best to be a really good human being. Now, do I have faults? Yes, of course, everyone does. But for the most part, I try to, live as positively as I can mentally and try to, spread that as much as I can, which I know is tough. Like I said, just do my best as a father and as a husband and as a son. And I guess a brother too. My sisters are, they my sisters, but to me, it's just living by a code, and when I say living by a code, I don't mean like in the street sense, but in a human sense, like far as humanity. Like, the same things they taught us when we were kids, treat others the way you want to be treated. The way your tone, watch your tone, your inflection. Just talk to people nicely, treat people nicely in so many words. And also, I'm big on energy. Like, I refuse to transfer my good energy to somebody that's shooting bad energy at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I refuse to let your bad energy stick on me. I was once taught like if life is like a bank, make more deposits than you make withdrawals. So deposit positive things, deposit good foods, deposit family time, memories. Don't let anybody withdraw all that good energy and you don't have enough deposited in. So to me, that would be what I would consider being a good human being, at least in my opinion. If life is like a bank, make more deposits than you make withdrawals. The 90s. I'm talking about that 94 to 98 era. Cause lyrically I feel like I'm a juggernaut, right? And I would hope all lyricists and artists feel that way. Like you feel like you him. And lyrically I feel like I'm a juggernaut, and I would love to, they say iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to just be in that era of greatness. We got, and was from all different sides. Like, we got whether it was Tupac and Biggie or Snoop and Dre, or the birth of Jay-Z's career, Big L, Wu-Tang, of course. I would love to be one of those people that say I got the rhyme on a RZA beat in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Or I got to go back and forth with Meth, or one of my favorites, Raekwon, Jadakiss, The Lox, being in when they. To me, Styles P might be one of the greatest writers ever in the history of hip hop. I don't feel like he gets, I know in the inner circles he probably gets the credit, but I don't feel like, outwardly he does. So I would love to just be in the arena with those guys. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of them are still active now. I would love to do that with them now, but I just know when everything was uber competitive and what you said mattered. So, I would love to see how I would do with record sales as well. Just seeing how I would be able to stand up. Streaming and just the internet period has made it so accessible. It's not the same. I remember being able to go get your favorite artist's album or you wait in line for it, like we waited in line for Jordans. And streaming and the internet has made everything accessible. So we're kind of in a microwave era, and everybody wants things in a minute or less. So this is literally what we in now. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of artists that it's a difference between you warming up a TV dinner, like a banquet or something, versus you just want to keep your food hot, the soul food hot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys who are giving soul food to us. Unfortunately, they not who get pushed in front. It takes real hip hop fans like us and to see it. But a lot of them are doing really well because of that, because of the fan bases and stuff like that. And you know, like shout out to them, but it's a lot of bland, unseasoned things out there as well. I don't know where, but we lost our attention span. Like our attention span started to become, I guess it's damn near non-existent. I also think I think a lot of artists got comfortable. Honestly, I think a lot of artists got comfortable, or instead of staying true to themselves, a lot of artists jumped on a whole nother ship and then waited for that ship to sink. And then once that ship sank, they jumped to another ship. So by the time we get back to originally who you were, you know what I'm saying? Like with the other type of singles and stuff you had, we don't even know if that's the real you anymore. I can't take it serious. And so like the artists I came up on, right? When some of those artists decided to go do different styles of music, which is perfectly fine, and stay there because of a certain era, because they felt like this was where the money was going. Like when they started doing it for that part for the money, like jumping styles, and not because you wanted to experiment and try new things, you wanted to jump that style for the money. I think that's where like a lot of these ships started to sink. And you know, the artists who were good at that, whatever you were doing, whoever style you copied, those were the ones who seemed to benefit, not the ones who were jumping shit. And once that happened, and then we got a newer generation, they followed who that was and they ran with that. You know, like I believe that there's a time and place for everybody's music. Like everybody's music, there's a time and place for everything. But what happened was, instead of it being that way to where we had different music for different moments, feelings, and times, it was the same thing for everything. And when you bring a generation up on that, so forth and so on, it's like a snowball. It continues to roll. And I just don't know, like, and you know, that answer might have been a little long-winded, but I just don't know if there's a way to even retract that and bring that back. I'm talking about that 94 to like 98 era. Ooh, it's Jay-Z. So this is gonna sound kind of weird. Are we gonna actually be able to talk to this person, or is he just gonna be, or are they gonna just be in the lift just on some like, nah man, I don't know you, bro. Well, if he's open to it, stuck in the lift with Jay-Z and just having conversation about life, about being fathers, being husbands, business, like, you know, the music could come up, but you know, like, just, I think he's a fairly intelligent person. And I would just love to just pick his brain on a few things, you know. What was it going through his mind when he was in that elevator with Solange? Dead ass. Like, cause as a man, I know what was going through my mind. Like, yo, I know you ain't supposed to hit her, but at least like push her or something, like move her out the way or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you in there. Also, I'm thinking from his perspective, he's in there with his sister-in-law and his wife. So like, but just also that, and how did it feel to be like one of the guys, or coming up as one of the guys in the era with Tupac, Biggie, and DMX? Like, that would be just, you know, and then ain't no telling where the conversation could snowball from there. You know what? I'm one of those people that I'm big off, like I told you, I'm big off energy. So if his energy was like, yeah, I'm good, like I wouldn't even ask him a question off top. You know what I'm saying? I would just, like, you know, like not give him the nod, and if we conversate, we conversate. But if I did ask him something and he was like, man, okay, that's enough. All right, cool. That's cool with me. It's gonna be the longest, quietest Uber ride ever. I mean, or Lyft, whatever we in, whatever ride share we in. But you know what's crazy? I honestly think the elevator, the lift from the UK in the elevator, unless it stopped and was stuck, I don't know, man. I think it would just be like a high and by situation. Now, if it was stuck and we had no choice but to talk, we're stuck. Yes, we're stuck. Yeah, he gonna have to talk to me now, because at this point, we both are here struggling, bro. Like, we've been between the 4th and the 5th floor for 40 minutes, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's crazy. We both are here struggling, bro. Like, we've been between the 4th and the 5th floor for 40 minutes. My latest release, single-wise or just project-wise? Project-wise was, oh Lord, what's the name of that? As Above, So Below. I believe we dropped it in October. I love it. It was one of my favorite releases because it was something I was challenged to do. So my brother Don Johnson, a dope producer up here from Yellow Springs, Ohio, we did a project together called Coconut Grove a few months prior to As Above, So Below. And we were told that, you know, it sounded like a story, because the way I rhyme and the way I like place the songs together sounded like a story. So Don comes to me one day. He's like, man, what if you actually did write a story? And like, he sent me some articles about some stuff that kind of related to my life. And I said, well, we're going to try and see what we can do. So if you listen to As Above, So Below, by Young Reese Dude, which is out on all streaming platforms. Track number 1, all the way down, I believe it's 7 songs, 7 or 8. I believe it's 7 though. Track number 1, all the way down to 7 is a story. Every song connects to each other. And it's literally a story about a hustler who gets tired of being poor, tired of doing just regular hand-to-hand, meets a guy, and that leads to some other things, and might lose some friends, might gain some friends. You know, family is a little disappointed, might lose some family as well. And, you know, that's what As Above, So Below is. Hey, yeah, that's fire. Yeah, like, listen to it and just pay attention. Like, I'm trying to think what's the name of the first song. Poor Man's Dream. The first song is called Poor Man's Dream. And that all the way to the last song. What's the name of the last song? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. I've been doing so much writing lately. Endgame or End Goal. So just listen, like you'll hear me reference back to characters that I've talked about in previous songs. Like there's a song where the main character is having a conversation with his mother and his grandmother. And in the last song, he returns back to the conversation with his grandmother and saying like, just pretty much reiterating what she was saying as she's at this point now she's dying. So, you know, just a little spoiler alert. But, you know, so I think once you go back and listen to that full project, hit me up and let me know as a story, what do you think? Yeah. Latest single is However They Want It, produced by my brother Imperative out of Canada. We kind of made a play on the Soul to Soul record. And that was just it was just a dope record. You know, me and Imperative have kind of followed each other on social media for a little minute, and you know I was like, "Yo, bro, let's make something happen." And he sent me that, and man, we were blessed to come out with a dope song. It ended up making the Ambrosia for Heads a Spotify playlist, so that was dope. My first time ever being on Shade 4-5, it got played on Shade 4-5. And just like people still finding it. I think we dropped that in March or April. No, it's April right now. So yeah, the beginning of March, if I'm not mistaken. And it even been the end of February. But you know, I still been just trying to work that one while I'm finishing up a couple more projects. And just the amount of people that the amount of friendships I've built or relationships and my network that's been growing because of that record, and even the previous 2 before that, Let It Bang and Drown, produced by Stu Bangas, also helped bring you know, bridge the gap with me and a lot of people that I didn't even know I would be talking to. That's one great thing about social media too, though. Like you can build relationships. Like and one thing about me is any relationship I try to build it genuinely. I don't want you to think I want anything from you. Like if I reach out, it's because I generally fuck with what you're doing. And a lot of times I just be a fan, like, yo, that's dope. And, you know, like that, you know, and that's kind of just how I've been operating. And luckily I've been able to like meet some dope people. A lot of the guys that I've just run into are receptive, super receptive, man. And I'm super appreciative of that, man. Like, and it's guys that don't know me from a can of paint that because they've heard some dope words from me, they want to work, and then we kind of build relationships. Heck, even my guy Don, the one that did the 2 projects I did last year, he heard a record I did with a producer out of New Jersey, my guy Ra. Shout out to Ra. Ra just actually produced on Kevin Gates' new album, and it was like #1 in the country for a little bit. Me and Ra did a record together, and my guy Don heard that, and he went back and checked my previous discography, and that's how me and him got cool. And now that's one of my brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that, I don't think that there's a time limit on making friends. I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe in that. And I also believe that some people aren't meant to be your friends. They're just meant to be acquaintances. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I just happen to, you know, dope for me that I just happen to meet these guys and are building friendships with them. If I reach out, it's because I genuinely fuck with what you're doing. I got 2 for sure. Actually, I just started working on another project. I don't really know. That's tentative. I don't really know the name or anything. We literally just thought I might have just wrote the first 4 bars today. I have a 3-song project coming soon. We haven't had a release date or anything yet. I Have a Nice Day. It's produced by Nicholas Craven out of Canada. Shout out to Nick Craven. He's done like a couple Bodie James projects, and he's doing this thing out in Canada. So we got a 3-song project, Have a Nice Day. And then my guy DJ SoCal, short for Southern California, out of Inglewood, California, we have a project called the Luger Manifesto coming. So I'm like, still like, I think I got like a feature or 2 I'm waiting to get back. And then I'll actually have both of those wrapped up. And then man, whatever else takes me. I know me and Imperative are still working. Me and Stu are talking about maybe dropping another joint. A few producers that I've talked to, we talked about doing a few joints. So my guy Cam, we have a record called This Is the Life, and I've teased it a couple times on social media, but that record is so dope. That record is so dope. I don't know what we're doing with it yet though. So yeah, man, just like my goal is to try to work with as many people as I can, and and try to like I said, stretch my network. But I love music, man, so I want to work with people who love music. Like me and my guy Don Johnson, we got probably about 2 or 3, maybe even 4 EPs or an album, however you want to chop it up, just ready. But like, everything is about timing. So, right now, like I said, the Luger Manifesto and Have a Nice Day is what's up next. What's on deck? Hey, want to know something funny? So my brother and Glorious Poet, another one I met through social media, and that's became my brother. I'm on one of his records, and shout out to This Is Hip Hop out of Canada too, another dope producer. Me and him are supposed to be getting ready to work on an album as well. But he's working on an album with This Is Hip Hop as well, and I did the record. They sent me the record, and I sent it back like maybe less than 30 hours later. He was like, yo, bro, you work like fast as hell. And I'm like, man, that's just how I always been. Like, once I trained my mind to start working like a machine. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes this mug do break down and I need a break. But like, I think I've put in well over 10,000 hours to where I can, like, it's like putting up shots for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like shooting the ball. It's throwing punches. It's literally like just an exercise that I really, really enjoy. And so, like, especially if you send me a dope record and I really, really enjoy it, you might get it back in 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? But like, I used to try to have them back in 24 hours, but like I said, I'm a husband and a father. So it's, time is time, and I only got so much of it. So I try to spend as much as I can with them. 2 day, I try to give myself a 2-day minimum on features. And I also had to learn that though, like, everybody don't work like me, and that's okay. You might get it back in 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? If you are into intriguing storytelling, if you are into the story of an underdog, if you are into griminess sounding luxurious, if that makes sense, someone who, if you tired of listening to every rapper be the biggest boss and drug lord in the streets, and you just wanted a normal hustler because I ain't gonna tell you I made millions of dollars in the streets, because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? You just want your everyday average Joe guy who was for real. Only started hustling because he wanted shoes, and the life kind of spiraled a little bit after that. If you want down to earth, the guy next door, street music, life music, then I'm your guy. I like to look at and if you love TV and you love your favorite series, listening to my music or listening to an album of mine is like turning on your favorite Netflix, Hulu, whatever. Each song is a different episode in the season. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a new season and I try to make it as visually and cinematic as possible. So that I think that would, come on in, sit next to me on the couch and we'll talk about it. I think people should listen to it because it's dope, honestly. I've been told I'm a humble guy. I'm a humble giant. So excuse me, guys, I'm about to pop my shit for a second. It's dope. It's really good music. It's really good. It's appeasing to the ear. It's not too harsh, and it's digestible. It's digestible. A lot of music isn't digestible. Either it's too far left or too far right. But it's also it's digestible, but it's also intelligent in a way. You know what I'm saying? I call it street conscious. It's something that it's like grits or like comfort food. Something that sits on your belly, that can sit and you can sit with it for a while. It's timeless. Honestly, that's what I believe. Okay, enough about me. So excuse me, guys. I'm about to pop my shit for a second. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. I create music because my overall just love for hip hop. I love music, period, actually. I don't think there's ever been a day where I don't think there's a day that I've ever went where I haven't listened to music. Any type of genre. Like, I don't think there's ever been a day. I think, and it's my therapy as well. It's my therapy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for men going to therapists. I've seen one myself. I'm all for you getting your mental health, but to me, there's still just some things that I can't talk about. And the music helps me actually talk about it. And that's why, like, when like my buddies are like, man, how many more of these stories do you have? Man, they're never ending because it's my life. Like I just give you bits and pieces at a time. And so I think that's why I create music. And that's, just my love for it and just needing a release sometimes. That's all. I don't think there's a day that I've ever went where I haven't listened to music. It's a deep question. It is, man, because I know like for success, everybody is different for everybody. So of course you ask, what does it mean to me? Success is being able to be happy and comfortable. So it doesn't necessarily have to come, because like musically, I'm successful already. I've dropped a ton of records, done songs with artists, met amazing people, performed on stages. I'm successful as far as that. But I would love to be able to live comfortably to where I didn't have to worry about anything financially. You know what I'm saying? Like, life has its own worries. So that's as a man, that's what successful is. To me, everything else with music now is icing on the cake for me. Like I said, I've done things that a lot of guys wish they could do. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that respectfully, not no brag or boast, but there are some guys who never have gotten this far with their music career. So I think just continuing to grow and be happy is success for me. My daughter being proud of me, that's success. Like musically, I'm successful already. Bad mother, you know what, man. Listen, like one of my favorite Jadakiss lines, I believe it's a Jadakiss line. He said, if they know one thing, they know I'm not to be fucked with. So lyrically, and just I like how much I put into my music, just understanding that Reese worked really hard. Like he worked really hard at what he did. And he went out on his shield. You know what I'm saying? But like he brought it every single time. Like, one thing you could never say about me is that I didn't never try my hardest or write my hardest or put out what I thought was the best at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't skimp you. Even if it didn't hit, I didn't skimp you. I gave you what was the best of me. And I really thought it was really good enough to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And so like when it's all said and done, I just want to be remembered as one of those guys who was a juggernaut. But, he left you with something to think about as well. You know what I'm saying? Like he never shortchanged any of it. Bad mother, you know what, man. Listen. Ooh, that's a good question. My favorite song right now is a song called All That by Carly Rae Jepsen. And I work out to R&B music as well. Yeah, so that was a couple things, Carly Rae Jepsen. She sings you remember the record? It was like a crazy pop record like a few years ago. It was called Call Me Maybe. So she has this record called All That. And for some odd reason, the instrumentation in it kind of gives me like a 80s synthesizer vibe. Like kind of something like maybe Prince would have done. Of course not as good, but, and then just the lyrics are super dope to me. Like it's probably because it's all a metaphor. And she's pretty much just explaining to the guy that he's like the thing that she needs, she's that. The thing that he needs, she's that. You know what I'm saying? Like she says she'll be his lighthouse when he's lost at sea. You know what I'm saying? Like everything like that you need, I'm that and more. And so I heard it. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks and I listened to a guy tell a story about her in one of the audiobooks, and it made me go back and actually listen to her music, because I thought she was only Call Me Maybe, only to find out that she only did that record because the record label wanted her to do a pop record. They wanted her to be the next, like they wanted her to go on like a Britney Spears type run. And she was like, no, I'm actually a songwriter and, blase this, so forth and so on. So I went back and listened to a lot of those records. A lot of those records are good records, really good records. But that one caught me the most. And so, yeah, I got it in a couple playlists on my phone. I actually work out to that in the gym sometimes too. Yeah, man. Don't tell nobody else, man. Don't tell nobody else. Everything like that you need, I'm that and more. And more, and more, and more, and more. Probably my clone. I don't want to. What do I need to even conversate with a hater for? You giving them power by conversating with them. I think sparring with myself would be dope. Like I just think that'd be amazing. Like I've never battle rapped myself, so that would be nuts. Yeah, that would be crazy. Let's go bar for bar with my clone. Who do you think you are? I know that's how I'm gonna start it. I don't know where it's gonna go after that. But it probably have something to do with like Steve Urkel and Stefan from Family Matters, like how that was the clone thing, or like maybe a Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen twin bar or something like it's something like that, man. Like it would be. But then I don't know what that dude to say. Cause it's me, so I don't know. Who do you think you are? who? All of them. Every single one of them. I take pride in that. That's why I don't talk about having rollies and fancy cars or anything like that. I talked about hustling for rollies, you know what I'm saying? But I take pride in being as authentic as possible. I talked about hustling. That's a good question. Whoa. Probably, I got a bar where I say, knowing the shitty brew, they want to spin them like a dreidel. Because if a giant dreidel starts spinning on stage after me, that's a cold one. I'm trying to think, man. It's so many bars. We're going to go with that one for now, because, dang, man. That was a really good question, man. That was a really good question. You gonna maybe go write like a paper on that, because I might need to actually go through a lot of stuff. I remember like when I first like really started putting out music, and I had a metaphor that said everybody think I'm cool as a fan till I pop up everywhere like the Burger King man. Like, remember he was popping up in all the commercials. I know that would be scary as shit if dude just kept popping up on stage like in different corners. That would be psych. Like, I would feel like I'm in like some crazy slasher movie or something like that. But yeah, I can't really think of none. That's crazy. Other than them two, Rolodex of rhymes, man. There's just too many of them in there. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal. Life is like a bank. Make more deposits than you make withdrawal.